This week, Ken and Doc are celebrating a huge milestone: 4 years of podcasting and 2 full seasons of diving into chaos, history, and hilarity. Because no milestone is complete without a little mischief, they're sharing their latest Halloween scares. Ken's epic showdown with relentless mosquitoes and Doc's annual duel with the terror of Halloween traffic. Buckle up, it's celebration, storytelling, and a touch of spooky humor all rolled into one.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Beyond the Rabbit Hole podcast. Ken, it's amazing. Did you hear what that person just said at the beginning of the show?
I can't believe everything that was said in that, and the voice it was said in was shocking.
We had our James Garfield, the Lightning President. That was our grand finale for season 2. And now we're going into what seems to be a yearly tradition, post-Halloween episode. As you can hear in the background, Ken, we brought back our Halloween sounds for the season. It's either going to scare you or enthrall you or both.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now, but I'm sure that's going to sound amazing.
No, that's pretty funny. You must not be sensitive to the paranormal. That's probably why you're not hearing it.
That's true. I probably don't have the ability to speak with the dead the way that you do.
That's because I see them every year at Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights. I actually visited for my 16th year in a row. Can you believe it?
This is very important. This is the 16th year that I have not gone to Hollywood Horror Nights.
We're going to get you there some year, Ken. I guarantee you would enjoy it. I think you would have fun, and getting past the fact that they step out of their boo holes and try to scare you.
Yeah, I don't like being scared from people jumping out. My kids could attest to this. I am a fight or flight type personality. The minute something jars me, I immediately get into a fight position. I don't think you want a police record on your visits to Universal Studios. I don't think that would be good.
If I offer you a ticket out there, then I could hold your hand the whole event. Seeing almost 60-year-old guys walking around Universal Studios holding hands and comforting you, people don't care about that. From what I understand, Ken, you've had to have some battle with some demons this Halloween season. What's been going on out there at the place to be?
Just another year of insane, crazy mosquitoes. You would never think in a million years that in Arizona, because mosquitoes need moisture to survive, they need standing water, they need all the things that we really don't have other than monsoon storms. For me, it all starts in October. It doesn't happen in the summer, doesn't happen in the spring. It'll start in October. One night I got hit 4 or 5 times, and it's always by my ankles. Don't ever wear pants. I always wear shorts, and I'm a viable target. I have a terrible reaction to them, and I'm not a scratcher per se on it, but there are times where you just inadvertently will do it. And then there's times where, my God, it's just killing me so much that I will scratch it. I use cortisone 10. There's another thing called Sarna, which is pretty good. But it got so bad this year that I was using ice. They were so bad I just was like trying to numb it. I was just putting ice packs on my legs to stop from scratching. Interestingly enough, just this last week I had a follow-up visit with my doctor for my annual blood work and stuff, and so I'd actually asked him about, is there something prescription-wise that he can give me to help me with it, because this other stuff just is like a Band-Aid. It doesn't work very good for me. And he was very reluctant to, basically his deal was like, just deal with it, and told me Zyrtec or something like that. But that allergy medicine makes you super sleepy and dopey, and so I don't like taking that stuff. Left with nothing, but the crazy result of this was every year we're usually home for Halloween, and so we have some friends over, and we all sit out in front of our house and hand out Halloween candy to the kids. This is a good indicator of what the heat in Arizona can get like in the summertime. I had a citronella candle that was probably 8 or 10 inches in diameter, maybe about 6 inches deep. It was just like a 1-wick candle in an aluminum container, and it was a citronella candle. And usually we just put that out and light it, and it does a pretty good job keeping the mosquitoes away while we're outside. The heat had gotten so bad over the summer that it actually melted all the wax because I left it in the garage, and so the candle was useless, and I had to get a new one. I waited till the day before to go over to Lowe's and get one. And I go over to Lowe's, and they're out of every single kind of citronella candle possible. Right across the street from where I live, they had nothing but the tops of the tiki torches. Not the torch itself, but the wick and the base.
Yeah.
So I actually grabbed a couple of those just thinking I could just put them on the cement and burn them or whatever. Target, didn't. They were out of it. Fry's grocery store, they were out of it. I was able to get on Amazon, Coleman, the company that makes all the coolers and stuff, they had candles, and they would be delivered before Halloween. But the problem was these candles were like so tiny. They were like maybe 3 or 4 inches in diameter. Honestly, it's meant to put on a picnic table. If you're eating dinner at a picnic table while you're out camping, you just throw one of these guys on there and it should be good enough. So I bought 3 of them, and it worked. And the crazy thing is, that night we were all talking about this. Turns out there's been a shortage of citronella in the U.S. It has to do with, I don't think it was a tariff related thing, but it was more of a supply type thing. And so apparently I wasn't the only one struggling to find this stuff, but it was the craziest adventure I'd been on in a very long time for something that I figured was very basic. I didn't even know that it would be a problem. I have this joke that I always use about how mosquitoes are so stupid. When they get my blood, they leave with high blood pressure, high triglycerides, high cholesterol. Right. When I was talking to my doctor, he asked me, "Do you know what blood type you are?" And I said, I don't know why I didn't ask if he could find out for me. I would assume it'd be in my medical, all the blood work I've had there. But they have found scientifically that type O blood draws more mosquitoes than any other blood type.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which I was talking to this exterminator, and I asked him about it. And he says to me, he goes, "Look, I can charge you a ton of money." What a lot of people don't realize is that mosquitoes thrive in trees. I can come out and spray those trees, and you're not going to notice one bit of difference, but I'm going to make a lot of money. He did say he's never seen as many complaints as this year. It was just, there was one night I swear I was going to take myself to urgent care because even the ice wasn't cutting it, and it was just terrible. So I don't know. And then it sounds like you had an adventure of your own on Halloween. While I was dealing with mosquitoes, you were dealing with something totally different.
Yeah, in fact, it's a Halloween tradition for me that I'm usually the person who gets asked, "Hey, we're going to meet the family. We're all going to meet wherever." It's usually my oldest daughter's house. That's over by your way, which I don't mind going to because West Wing Mountain and their big battle that they had there a few years ago, I always want to go through there knowing what all you people had to go through that day, that night. I get touched, my heart. I start to get a little tear in my eye of how brave you people were out there.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have to meet somewhere, and it's usually, Doc, to pick up food or supplies. It's usually right after work, And on Halloween night, everyone rushes home, especially a work day. So you've got lots of just traffic and people being impatient trying to get home early on a Halloween work night. Every year for the past several years, it's always been, Doc, can you pick this up, pick that up? And even places over by your house, I would go and I would say, okay, make sure you call it in for me and I'll leave work and I'll pick it up. First of all, the traffic's bad already. I can't even get into West Wing Mountain over there because of the traffic. And then I finally get to my place of either it's a pizza place or it's some kind of restaurant. I'm going to pick up some food for the family and bring it back to them. Then there's a backlog usually at the restaurant, right? Even though you call it ahead of time, and it's usually like an hour wait or an hour and a half wait.
Yep.
So I battle traffic. I'm waiting for the food. Then I get back in the traffic again, and mind you, it's not very far. So from where you're at, which is close to my daughter's, it's only like a mile in between, but you get stuck on a road called Happy Valley. It should be called Death Valley or Scary Valley because the traffic is incredibly bad. By the time I get there, it's an hour and a half or 2 hours late. And they're already gone trick-or-treating. I'm there. The doorbell's ringing. I'm like, this isn't even my house. I'm trying to give stuff out. Anyway, it happens every year. It happened every year for probably about the past 5 or 6 years. So once again this Halloween, I go, oh no, ahead of time. My wife, Tammy, tells me, I'm calling in some food, some Chinese food. It'll be easy for you this year. It's right off the 303. Just go pick it up. Head on our way, we'll be good to go. You know what happens every Halloween, right? So I drive down the 303, everything looks good. The traffic was a little bad getting there, but it was okay. Pick up the food, get back on the 303 to drive towards my daughter's house. Less than a mile down the road on the 303 freeway, there's an accident. A pretty major accident. Unfortunately, there were casualties. So I am now leading up to what's called Bell Road, which is a main exit to get off on the 303 because of businesses. Everyone in the 4 lanes on my side is rushing to merge into this exit lane.
Oh, man.
People were going crazy. I'm surprised there wasn't any accidents just getting into this exit. Yeah. People were swerving around me and going into the shoulder.
Oh, wow.
So they were driving off the lanes into the shoulder to get. And so I call and I say, hey, I'm going to be a little bit late once again on Halloween. Just like I expected, I'm going to be late. I'm getting my scares now. I'm on the freeway and people are going nuts. Tammy goes, it's okay. We'll see you in a half hour. I'm like, no. You may see me in maybe an hour and a half as the smell of stink lit up the car from the Chinese food that's been sitting there for almost 2 hours. I finally get to my destination, and everyone was like, we think we're going to get out of here before Doc gets here because we don't know what kind of creature he's going to turn into for Halloween. But needless to say, I get there, we get the food. The food was actually still warm, which is good about Chinese food, the way they box it. So then everyone was to have their Halloween feast, and then we all went out together trick-or-treating with the kids. The neighborhood that my daughter lives in is still a young community, so it's wall-to-wall people, which makes it fun.
It sure does.
So people were watching the World Series, and some of them had big screens and projection screens up and everything, and everyone we went to, the first thing they were giving out the candy, and then the dads would usually, hey, take a beer if you want. They open up all these giant, no thank you, because I don't drink, but it's funny that they'll ask you that, oh, go grab a beer, have a seat, have something to eat.
That's cool.
So it was very enjoyable. This episode of the Beyond the Rabbit Hole podcast, it's our special episode, our post-Halloween special, because Thanksgiving is even over and we're getting towards the Christmas and holiday season, but we can't forget about Halloween, which is why we do this show afterwards. Everyone can talk about it weeks leading up to Halloween, but we like to savor it. We think it needs to continue beyond the rabbit hole and beyond its actual holiday. But anyway, Ken, it's been 4 years of podcasting, and we've completed full 2 seasons of the Beyond the Rabbit Hole podcast. What do you think about that?
I don't know if we have enough time for that. As you know, I can ramble on a little bit, but...
Ramble on!
When you think of all the things we've covered from day one to where we are now, it's always fun to sit here and talk about those things that either make you and I laugh or things that we think maybe people might have some reasonable understanding of. We just always have a great time. And I know it's our post-holiday show, but who's to say we don't do a post-holiday show?
We can always do a post-Christmas show, and so we can just sit there and complain about all the things that we never got as a kid or that we don't get now.
Yeah, we need to also dedicate one episode to Christmas decorations and the ultimate insanity of getting ready for the Christmas holiday, because that is something you and I have vast experience and back pain from, because no matter what you do, no matter how you celebrate it, it is always a crazy time of year, for sure.
We'll see you soon, everyone. Sir Kenneth. Bye.